What's up, nerds? My name's Jeff. I used to tell jokes on stage, but now I do it from the comfort of my bedroom. And nobody can tell me I'm bad anymore. Except for Charles. F*** you, Charles. So please subscribe, because I'm a soft, sensitive little guy. And if you don't hit the like button, part of me will die. And I'm running out of parts. Hey! Hey! Check it out. I got this email a while ago from some dude named, Janky McTatterswaitzenbaum. I wrote this name down before I took a screenshot of it, and I'm not gonna change it. So I'm also gonna try and recap the email before going back to look at it. So the Google Docs version of me will have to figure this out on his own, or remember it on his own, or whatever. Okay, here we go. Hey Jeff, it's Janky M here from TXK Gaming. We're super German, and we made a game called Dungeon Full Dive. Wait a minute, I can do this better. Hey Jeff, it's Janky M here from TXK Gaming. We're super German and we made a game called Dungeon Full Dive. You seem like a cool guy with cool hair, and we think you should give our game a shot. Please reply if you are interested in doing this, or maybe in getting a beer sometime. Sincerely, Janky M and the Fun Bunch Gang. Well, if it isn't my old friend, Germany. I lived in Germany for a while. Way back in the very long time ago times. I lived here, in a little town called Michelbach. I rode my bike to school every day, and I had a teacher named Raufus, which sounds like Raufus, which means smokefoot. This is all irrelevant, but I'd like to think that if old Smokefoot could only see me now, I'd show her who was lacking in both potential and motivation. So these dudes at TXK Gaming, they seem like a solid bunch of fellas. I looked at their website, and it seems like it's a small team of friends working on this project together. They got funded pretty quickly on Kickstarter, and the game is in pre-alpha right now. So pre-alpha means nothing I show here is final. This is all still a work in progress. The things that I point out that I might have had issues with are still in developmental stages, but this is a solid glimpse into the future for this kind of stuff. I say the future because Dungeon Full Dive is a 3D virtual tabletop, but it's more than that because it also has VR capability. Now, I am poor, so I don't have a VR headset, but if I did, I could sit in this chair. I'm gonna try to see what that would feel like without a headset real quick. It's like I'm sitting in a real chair! But that's not all, because you'll also be able to jump into first-person perspective with your mini on the tabletop. And the environment around you is totally interactive. You can throw things, break things, or kick things, or probably do things that aren't destructive, like pile apples into a giant barrel. Like I said, I don't have VR, so I'm going to be checking this stuff out from the perspective of somebody with just a PC. It's probably how most people will experience this program. Naturally, the first thing I did once I got in was make a character with the options they've implemented so far. I settled on creating a dragonborn in a large-sized gnome body with light skin, and I named him Donglebarf and refused to give him clothing. Then I loaded up the dungeon builder and entered a pre-made map to see what things would look like on the ground. I made piles of bones and rocks and weapons and stuff, because once I started dropping things on the ground, I realized that I liked the sound of it too much to stop. This probably went on for far too long, because I have like 15 minutes of video of me just doing this. Then I wanted to see how far the map went. How far could I build? Where's the edge of the world? Now the answer there is complicated, because I could build to the edge of the game board, but that's only limited to things that are actually attached to the board. However, if I link trees and houses together in a dreamscape-like nightmare sphere, I can probably go on forever. I chose not to, though. I stopped. I settled down after this and attempted a new board using the same terrain setup to see what I could build on my own, all while Donglebarf watched from a field far away, lost and forgotten.
In the arms of the angel.
I'm gonna make a few videos using this program, so for this one I figured I'd start down here and just work on a small little fishing spot with some rocks and foliage. Something with a bench and a dock or whatever, so I didn't have to get too deep into the building props right away. One thing that stood out immediately was that you can adjust the size of props, which is kind of a big deal. I like that. I'd like to be able to merge props with the terrain though, as an X-axis slider would make this even better. That way I could resize trees or stones and stick them under the grass mesh to use as giant cliffs or steps or large fields of grass. Resizing the grass here to make small patches is really nice though, and the fact that I can just use copy-paste to keep the currently selected size of the prop, it made it quick and easy. I could stick to 1 or 2 grass props, and so long as I kept rotating it while placing them, they looked different enough from a variety of angles that I didn't need to do much at all. Now, they either haven't added a group select for props yet, or I was just too stupid to figure it out. Being that this is pre-alpha, and also that I'm exceptionally stupid, I would say the odds are 50-50 here. Removing grass that I decided to change out took a while. But then later, when I picked up a barrel of apples to move it, and they all fell down to the ground below, I saw Donglebarf looking at me with shame in his eyes, as his future home was now an apple-ridden hellscape, a ball pit by Satan's own design. Fruit flies and the smell of decaying produce would follow him everywhere for the rest of his giant little person dragonborn life.
War. War never changes.
I made a fishing dock down here and a bench. Rocks and plants around the edge of the water and some flowers and bushes and trees. I had a wheelbarrow here. Now, because they want you to be able to throw shit around, a lot of the placed props drop like objects, including this bucket, which I desperately wanted to fall into the wheelbarrow. It wouldn't. Fuck you, bucket. I settled on a basket instead, and I'm sure you can see where this is going. This was actually my first basket of apples. This was recorded before the Nightmare on the Hill, before the apocalypse. The apolocalypse. Aside from multiple prop selection and an X-axis slider, the other map buildy thinger on my wish list here would be a wider range for camera focus. As it is, I can't seem to spin my camera to look straight down on the board unless I zoom out. But I'd like to be able to spin the camera around this way even when I'm zoomed in, so that I can get a top-down look on things that I'm building as I'm working on them close up. So that's all I did for my initial jump into the game. The controls were intuitive and very easy to learn. The fact that you can stack objects like I did on the Great Map Escape has a lot of potential for creating these sort of unrealistic dreamscape kinds of boards with floating objects. In the next video, I'm going to explore some of the city and village building assets and see what we can work out there. And the video after that, I'm going to take a look at what it looks like to run a game in Dungeon Full Dive. In its pre-alpha, this already looks really promising. And it's another indie team working on something they're passionate about, and that's really awesome to see. So until next time, I love you, and as they say in Germany, Deine Mutter wohnt in einem Briefkasten, which means thank you for creating this wonderful project. I hope to see more from you in the future, and I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thanks, I love you, bye.